Hello everyone, my name is Terry Harris. I'm with TH Features. So excited to be back with you again. Of course, we've been dealing with raising a people to save a nation. Powerful segments on that. If you want to look back into the history and Facebook, you'll see some powerful segments that we have. But today we're going to make a little slight shift. We're going to go into the business aspect of raising a people to save a nation. I have with me two gentlemen, Anthony Cordes, Mr. Terrence Hale, and Pastor Barnett. And we're going to endeavor into some things I think it's going to be very, very informative. So it'll be very good for you to listen to this message over and over. And we're going to have these gentlemen once again on the show after this, but this is just an introductory into what we're going to get into. Now, they have a business called HFD Employment Consulting. And I'm not going to delay the time anymore. I'm going to let them begin to explain what their business is all about, starting with Mr. Hale.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Harris. Well, again, my name is Terrence Hale, and we have a company called HFD Employment Consulting. Just to give you a little history about myself and how this all came about, I am a Detroit native. I am a Navy veteran. He's Army. And my background, my particular background is in workforce development. I've been in workforce development for many years. I've been a career center manager for the Department of Labor. I was with the Department of Labor both in Michigan and here in Georgia. After leaving there, I went to WorkSource Cobb, where I was a business services manager. So my background has pretty much been just working with individuals who were looking for work or looking for additional training to put them in a position where they could start a career. How HFD came about is actually here in Cedartown, nearby Cedartown, Polk County, where I was manager, we created a initiative to help individuals get back to work who came out of prison. Okay, it was we called it the reentry program. It was to reduce recidivism, and that came about by partnering with other agencies like community supervision, and the Georgia Vocational Rehabilitation Agency. The thing is, we all had the same thing in mind, but we were doing it individually. So when we all came together, we were able to help people with barriers to employment gain employment or the training needed to find better employment. Well, one of my friends with one of the agencies said, Terrence, we have a need for providers in this area. And that's typically what HFD Employment Consulting is. We're a provider, okay? And I looked at them like, what? I can't do that. And they say, no, we think you'd be great with dealing with people, helping people identify their skills and put them in a position for growth and success. And so I started it. I tried doing it. I tried doing it part-time, and I realized this was a huge undertaking. So I went to my best friend, Mr. Anthony Cordes. We also have a cleaning company, and we're partners in that. And I said, I can't do this by myself, and I told him about it. He said, you know what, this would be awesome, because he has a host of skills that were so beneficial and needed to help other people be successful. He came on board, and we started the company, and we did it part-time for a while.
First, yes.
Yeah, we did it part-time at first. But then we saw that, hey, we can do more if we invest more time. Right. And we'll be able to help out more people.
Correct. So
we left our 9-to-5s with the blessing of our wives, okay? Need the blessing of the wives, right? Right? And so once we did that, it was just full steam ahead, We started in this area, then we've expanded up further north, Dalton, Ellijay, Carrollton, Cherokee County. We're pretty much all over Georgia.
Okay, so did you state exactly when all this started to come about, the birth stage of this? When was it?
I think the birth stage of it came about when I realized that there was a huge problem in workforce, and that problem was knowledge.
Okay.
People did not understand or realize the services that were available to them. They did not understand or realize their skills and abilities or how to apply it or even communicate it effectively to potential employers.
Okay.
I came across a ton of people who say, Mr. Hale, I'm looking for a job. And when I asked them what did their job search process look like, they couldn't tell me anything. They actually looked at me like, job search process? because there's a process to it. There's a method to that madness, you know? And once I realized that what that need was, and that I and Anthony Cordes had the tools needed to help people identify those skills needed and those things that are needed to find that gainful employment, I think that's where it birthed from. And we just put our heads together, came up with a plan. We created a curriculum for the different services we offer, which include job readiness services, personal social adjustment services, even job coaching and supported employment services. And basically what that means is, one, we help teach you how to look for a job. Well, we teach you how to identify your skills. Then we teach you how to look for a job and communicate those skills to an employer. We teach you a resume writing, interviewing techniques, and things like that. We teach you how to dress. Pull your pants up. Pull your pants up. Thank you, brother. Teach you how to pull your pants up, right?
Very significant.
Very significant. It really is. It really is significant. But more importantly, and I'm going to say this is more important because we can teach anybody how to get a job. Right. The problem is them keeping a job. And that's where the personal social adjustment comes from, the personal social adjustment training. And a lot of it is just focusing in on soft skills. And this is a term a lot of people may have heard. I'm like, what's soft skills? And a lot of people call it common sense. You show up to work on time. You come back from breaks and lunches on time. If your employer gives you instruction, you follow that instruction. You'll communicate effectively with your superiors and your coworkers. Things like that. You pass a drug test. Say no to drugs. Say no to, put the blunt down. We don't need, it is real. And just to tell you a quick story, and I don't mean deviate too much, but tell you a quick story. I was in a meeting with the Road Construction Association out in the Cobb County area. And, we're trying to put together a curriculum and training for them, so we can get people hired, right? And these guys told us, they said, look, man, if you can get me someone who could pass a drug test and show up on time, I have a job for them.
My goodness.
I know. See, the problem is that people say there's no jobs out here, but they are. They say there's no assistance out here, but there is. And I think one of the benefits of us is that we can help bridge that gap. We can introduce them to the employers. We can introduce them to the training. And some of this training is free training. And we'll talk about that a little bit later, free training opportunities that are out there. But it's huge. I mean, it's huge.
It sounds like it is very huge. Now also, Mr. Cordes, what did you bring to the table? Because he was talking about your expertise and experience, and I know you have a friendship.
Yes, we do.
But what did you bring to the table?
All right. Well, first, let me say I'm a native New Yorker. Yes. All right. Go Knicks and Yankees. All right. I migrated to Atlanta in 1996. Started working at corporation. I won't name the corporation. I'm at work. I'm unhappy. Right? Making a lot of money at these corporations. I'm like, I'm not happy. And I started thinking, what is it that's going to make you happy? Thing that I do is community service. Always been involved in community service. Working with youth, working with adults. I had a prayer line where men came on, and it was a safe place where we talked about men issues, where if it was domestic violence, if it was drug addiction or alcoholism, and the men was able to express how they felt, and we gave them the resources. As Terrence spoke, resources are huge. Now, we couldn't save them. It was up to them to use the resources that we gave them to get the assistance to be able to get help. Along with that, did a lot of community service, as I said, coaching youth basketball, rec ball, and that was just my passion. Because I'm looking in front of me, and I'm at these basketball games coaching, and all I see is moms. No dads, maybe one dedicated dad. And that hit my heart, right? And I'm looking like, where's the future for these young men? And it just hit me. It hit me right in my heart, in my gut, and I said, this is what I need to be doing. So when Terrence brung the idea to me, Terrence is the visionary person. He'll tell me, and it's like a marriage, and then I'll go and make it work. So when you talk about being able to communicate in social skills and soft skills, that's what we do. We're able to relate to people, talk with them, and able to draw them in to see the vision. And that's what's so great about us. I have a daughter who's special needs. I am concerned about her future because there's a 80% unemployment rate for people with disabilities, right? Why? Because nobody's taking the time to train them, motivate them, and let them know, hey, you could dream and you have goals too.
That's true.
And because I have so much love for my daughter, her mother and I, we work well together. My daughter wants to be a veterinarian. Terrence can tell you, my daughter has rabbits, gerbils, dogs, you name it, she has it. Turtle, fish, right? And she can tell you about each and every one of them animals, what it takes for them to survive, what to feed them. And I'm like, wow, how did she get that way? Because we instilled in her, do your research, right? You can do this. There's nothing that can hold you back but you.
That's right.
Right? And so that's what drove my passion. I said, if we could do this for my daughter, we could do this for everybody.
That's right.
Right? So that's where my expertise and passion comes in from.
Very good, very good. Both of you gentlemen have some powerful history and testimonies of how God led you through the passion that you have and actually put that passion into action.
Yes.
And that's what we have a very, very problem with, where most people have dreams, but they never bring those dreams into reality.
Right.
I tell you what, I've been excited about this segment. We have a couple of more to come after this. These gentlemen will get into more detail about what their business is about and where God is leading them in the future. And I'm telling you, if you watch it once, it won't be enough. Watch it 2, 3, 4 times, whatever it takes. But we'll be back on the next segment, and we're going to give you some powerful things that I believe will help you in your very near future. My name is Terry Harris, TH Features.